Yeah. Let's check the grid for the O'Brien Aluminium Summer National Final over 35 laps. Courtesy of the pole shuffle on the front row, we have Garry Brazier and American Steve Kinser. Row 2, Skip Jackson and Gary Rush. Row 3, Queensland National Champion Todd Wanless and Kerry Madsen. And row number 4, Max Dumesny and American Joe Gaerte. Stand by for a thriller. Main straight away, green lights flash and off they go to turn number 1. Brazier down low, centre track is Kinser. Kinser takes the lead, down the back straight for the first time. Brazier settles into second spot. It's King Kinser heading the parade, running third Skip Jackson. Next at hand comes Garry Rush, coming through quickly, Max Dumesny, Todd Wanless. There's Kerry Madsen, followed through by Bob Jackson. Heavy traffic further back in the field. Rush on the inside of Skip Jackson. Back to the main straight. Kinser looking awesome early in this race. This is also the great form guide for next Friday and Saturday's National Australian Championship to be decided here at Parramatta City Raceway. On screen in the blue, Australia 1, the man who will be defending his title, Queenslander Todd Wanless. Brooke Tatnall, car number 8. In behind Tatnall, another green car. That's Randy Kinser, Steve Kinser's younger brother. Behind him comes Max Dumesny. In the past 3 meetings, Brooke Tatnall has blown out in the betting for his first national title. And firming is this man in car number 2, Garry Rush. Can he win the national title 11 times? Well, that's to be decided next week. Right now, King Kinser's on a mission. Rush on the inside of Skip Jackson. They go through turn number 1. Out of range is Kinser in the pits prior to this race. He promised something special tonight. Here he is in the main straight, about to put a lap on fellow American driver Danny Smith. He does so with ease. I suspect what Kinser was promising was a driving lesson for the Australian Sprintcar fraternity up the main straight. You keep in mind he was beaten once last week by Garry Brazier. This is Kinser's last performance before returning to the grueling American circuit, and I have a feeling he's determined to show just how good he is. Up the main straight, that's Dean McComb just ahead of him now. There's Garry Brazier. He's clinging on in second, a very respectable second. Garry Rush now into third as they go down the back chute. That's Danny Smith moving to the inside of Justin Manif. Coming in behind them is Brazier. Brazier at this stage is about a quarter of a lap behind Steve Kinser. As he goes through the top turn, I guess Brazier would be praying for a restart to bring the cars close together. Rush would be hoping for the same, but at this stage the 35 lapper could even go flag to flag. There's Kinser working the inside of Canberra's Darren Sailard to the top turn once more. The setup on this car is near perfect. The driver can't fault him either. Just look at the way he drives. To the top turn once more. On the inside of Sailard. Comfortably clear. Next on the agenda, John Shaw. See you, John. Staying the low line. Back to the main straight once again. There's nothing Brazier can do about it. It's now out to half a lap. Garry Rush holds on in third place. Here's Max Dumesny, and behind him Peter Kraft. The American is about to put a lap on the former national champion. Up the main straight once again. He's already passed Kraft. I think that's the second time he's lapped Peter Kraft since this race began, and there is still a lot of laps left to run. Let's watch Kinser as he comes to the inside of Max Dumesny. It's as if he's just one class better than all the rest, and I don't think that many drivers in Australia would be offended by that remark. It just happens to be the truth. Down the back straight. Looks on the inside of Dumesny, holds his line down low. Max, one of the cleanest drivers in the sport. Further back, let's see where Garry Brazier is on the track. Here he comes, still half a lap down. Rush is doing a good job, slowly but surely starting to peg back Brazier. Brazier now on the inside of the Haviline Special of John Shaw. So he's staying in touch, and if there is a stoppage, he'll have one last major shot to fire at the American. But the way the race is progressing, it's Kinser by how much? Garry Brazier comes up on the tail of Darren Sailard. This is a lap scorer's nightmare now. No doubting who's in front. They all know the green number 11 machine is the leader. On the inside of Wagga base driver David Anderson, who's held Kinser up for a couple of laps. He dropped 2 spots, now comes clear again, so he's about to repass Max Dumesny in car number 5. On the inside, Max sees who it is, gives ground, almost a touch of wheels. Now he's behind car number 11, Bob Jackson, moves to the outside. 2 cars, 1 corner. Is there anything this guy can't do? through the top turn once again. The field scattered right around this 460-metre clayway, and the crowd in awe as they watch this man in action. Again, he laps Adrian Marr in car number 80. Kinser to turn number 1. Who's next on the list? Well, there's Brooke Tatnall not that far ahead. Justin Manif just in behind him. And ahead of Tatnall is Joe Gaerte. So Kinser is running them all down. In 1995, Joe Gaerte, the Indiana driver, set quick time in the World of Outlaws show at Knoxville. But tonight he's no match for the man in the O'Brien Aluminium number 11 sprint car. Take Kinser out of the equation, and Garry Brazier would have to start firm favourite for next Saturday night's Australian sprint car title to be decided here at Parramatta. This is starting to get a little embarrassing. Kinser comfortably on the inside takes Brooke Tatnall. Ahead of him now you can see two Americans. In car number 5 is Joe Gaerte, and now he's moving on the inside of Danny Smith from Indiana. I think that is the 3rd time Smith has been lapped tonight. And now he's on the tail of Joe Gaerte, and just ahead is the national champion Todd Wanless. Let's see how he dispenses with these drivers as Kinser continues on his winning way. How Garry Brazier and Garry Rush must be praying for a stoppage of some sort to try and peg back the lead that Kinser's established. Watch him down the outside by Joe Gaerte, now on the tail of the national champ, Todd Wanless. Balks a little, Kinser goes low, up the main straight, passes cleanly, now on the inside of Gaerte. Now Gaerte last night ran 2nd to Kinser, so he wouldn't like to be passed. Back to the main straight. Egos coming into this, I think. There's Kinser moving up on fellow countryman Joe Gaerte, takes the inside line. Further back in the field, Max Dumesny and Justin Manif in the coilover 14 car. The cars are now spread right around this raceway, and Kinser up the main straight dispenses with both Gaerte and Deed McComb from Queensland. Down the back chute once again, and I think the 41-year-old has now lapped everyone on the track with the exception of Garry Brazier, who's running 2nd, Garry Rush in 3rd, and Skip Jackson in 4th. John Shaw must be getting sick of seeing this green car come past on the inside. He's done it yet again. Back to the main straight, and Skip Jackson is not that far ahead. Kerry Madsen just came into frame briefly in car number 29. Here's Kinser on the inside of the guy who spent a lot of time racing in America. Look at Madsen, tries to close the door to keep the American out. A little bit of competition here for Steve Kinser as they go to the top turn once again. He just dispenses with Madsen, once again with Darren Sailard. I'm just looking on the track to see where Skip Jackson is running at the moment. He can't be that far ahead of the American. There's Jackson. Jackson is about 100 metres clear of Kinser. Now keep in mind, Jackson is running 4th in this race, and Kinser comes up on the tail of Jackson's brother, Bob. Bob Jackson, rounded in the Sydney Couriers Express. And next on Steve's shopping list is car number 7 to the top turn once again. Race is all but over, and without any hype at all, you are watching on screen the greatest driver the sport has ever produced. It's a big boast, but it happens to be true. Main straight, white flag, 1 lap to go. Final appearance in '97 in Australia, and 41-year-old Steve Kinser looks relaxed as he goes through the top turn for the final time. Main straightaway, and King Kinser has done it again in style, winning the Summer Nationals for O'Brien Aluminium. Coming home 2nd, Garry Brazier, and 3rd to the checkered flag, Garry Rush. Tonight, you have seen the world's best in action. Victory goes to Steve Kinser.
I enjoy being here, and it gets better every time I come. And I just hope this is not my last trip. I thought the last time I came was going to be my last one, and I stayed away for about 4 years and come back this year, and believe me, I had fun. And if you guys will have me back, I'm going to try to come back.
From the land of stars and strife, congratulations, and thank you for showing us how it's done.
Well, thank you. Thank all you fans. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Steve Kinser, ladies and gentlemen.
Time now.